Hello, thank you for tuning in. This is the Diaspora panel, the voice of the diaspora. I have in the house today Mr. Lemola Adisa from UK. Mr. Adisa, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you. It's nice being here.
I also have Mr. Olalawal all the way from Canada. Mr. Lawal, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm the Jalaya. I'm based in Dublin. I'm the host. So, first of all, a big thank you to all our subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. You are welcome to the Diaspora family. I will promise that we continue to serve you. And please share this video. Share. We want you to reach as many people as possible. And please, we want to see your comments. We want to see your comments. And we promise to respond to your comment from time to time. Please, if you're one of our viewers and you have not yet subscribed, click that button now so that anytime we do a new video, you will be one of the first people to know about the video. So today, we are going to talk about the visa restriction, visa ban that the American government has proposed to have a visa ban on all the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. Now, this list that we're going to show you is based on the criteria that they are going to use to name these people who will be banned from visiting America. So I'm going to show you this name, and then we're going to talk about these names, and so that we can all know what this is. So now, I don't know if you can see my board. Okay. So please bear with me a moment. Bear with me a moment. So according to a December 3, 2025 statement, okay, the United States Department or the United States Department of State, I think they call it, that's what they call it Department of State. So this Department of State, let me make this a bit clearer. Okay. So their Department of, well, what they call the Department of State, they've issued a new visa restrictions under the U.S. Immigration Law Section 212 of the Immigration and Nationality Act. So the U.S. government will target individuals, including their immediate family members, who directed, authorized, supported, participated in, or carried out violations related to religious freedom and violence, and activities associated with terrorism and banditry. The intended scope extends to individuals involved in persecutions, massacres, or violence, including those labeled as supporters and promoters of extremist groups or militias, not just the direct perpetrators. So the restrictions are targeted to those with credible links to banditry, terrorism, or human rights abuses. So who are these people who are likely to be caught in this ban? So that's why we are showing you a potential list, a potential, a potential list. So the first in this set of potential lists are Islamic clerics in northern Nigeria, like Sheikh Ibrahim Zakaki, Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi, Sheikh Kabiru Gombe, Ahmad Gumi, Abubakar Gero Agungu, Sheikh Sani Khalifa, and some major religious leaders like Sultan Sahad Abubakar II, the Sultan of Sokoto, Professor Zulum's Advisory Council, Professor Zulum's Religious Advisory Council, and Sheikh Issa Ali Pantami. So, gentlemen, I just want to ask, let me go to you first, Demola. Is this this group of people who are clerics, who are apparently promoting Sharia law, they're promoting Islamization, and from their actions, we can see that they are covertly supporting whatever is going on in the north part of Nigeria. Do you think targeting them will be something that is justified, Demola?
Oh, thank you, DG. To be honest, I think this list is a projection of the direction of the United States State Department with regard to the fighting of terrorism and collaboration with Nigeria. One of their major focus is the radicalization and the practice of the disadvantageous practice of Islam in northern Nigeria against minority groups. Um, so these clerics that have been mentioned, especially we talk of Sheikh Ibrahim Zagazi, is a proponent and advocate for Sharia and core Islamization of the northern Nigeria. He believes strongly on religious governance. He doesn't believe in secularity, and is also preach and propagate street Sharia. It's an advocacy of street Sharia compliance in Nigeria. So, and these are radical Islamic clerics that strongly believe in this type of theology. So also is Sheikh Dauru Bauchi. Is a very respectable cleric, and but he has his public support for religious Sharia and strict enforcement of the Sharia, and also to upload Islamic values above everything. So these people are strict compliance and they are Sharia propagator. And these are the areas, especially from the area of advice or focus of the U.S. government, especially the implication of Sharia against non-Muslims in the north or all over Nigeria. And also we have also Sheikh Kabiru Gombe. Uh, it's also a very popular and renowned cleric in the north, and also a sympathizer and a propagator of Sharia. So I think he also, in his preaches, is strongly and frequently they speak on Islamic governance, especially in the north, and generally in the north, irrespective of religious background. And these are the things that are fomenting uh, religious intolerance in the north.
Thank you very much. So that's one set of lists. Okay. Another set of lists that I would like to show you. Okay, is the set you can see here. Can you see my screen? It's a governor's list. Can you see my screen, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yes, you probably want to make it a
Okay.
bit bigger for our audience.
So let me see if I can make that bigger. I'm not very sure now. I think okay. Right. Bear with me. So I think it's a bigger like that. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
governor's list. Okay. So they are also going to target governors, current governor of Zamfara State, Dauda Lawal, and the former governor, I think his name is Sonny Yerima, Ahmad Sonny Yerima. I think he was the one who first introduced Sharia law into Nigeria, into any Nigerian state in 1999. So he will be on that target. In Kano, we have the Kano State Governor, Abu Kabir Yusuf, and some of the previous governor. They're also, going to be targeted. Sokoto State, Ahmad Aliyu Sokoto, and the former governor also, Atahiru Bafarawa, is going to be targeted. We have in Katsina State, and Diko Umar Rada is going to be targeted. In Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad is going to be targeted. In Jigawa State, Umar Namadi, and the former governor, Ibrahim Samini Turaki, is going to be targeted. Kebbi State, Ubasani is going to be targeted. The former governor, Adamu Aliero, is going to be targeted. Kaduna State, I think that's Mohammed Umaru Pago. I think that would be for Niger State, I'm not sure. And then Kaduna State, the current governor of Kaduna is Ubasani, and the former governor also, Ahmed McAfee, will also be targeted. So these are the list of those who are going to be targeted. So, Chuko, do you think this is fair to target them?
Yeah, thank you very much. So, because if you look at, the directive, it is directed to target specific individuals, including their immediate family members who directed, authorized, supported, participated in, or carried out violations related to religious freedom. And I think in the sense of it, they consider strict enforcement of Sharia law a violation, of religious freedom, because it basically doesn't regard the rights, of minorities, who, partly maybe Christians, and, maybe other forms of indigenous African traditional religions. I think one other important pattern to mention in this list is Rabiu Kwankwanso of Kano State, because I believe he was probably, the one that signed the Sharia law in Kano State, and has demonstrated visible support for it as well. This is the time of accountability. So anyone who has not come out, so to speak, to speak out against it, will be deemed to be in support of it. And all of these governors in these states that have enforced Sharia in some shape or fashion, we believe will be caught in this web of this restriction.
Thank you very much. So we do have a few other lists, and I'm going to show you, one more list, okay, of people who might be targeted. So right now, I'm going to share my screen as before. So if you see here, you can see political governance. So they are going to the Americans will also target political and governance factors, like state governments that implemented failed banditry amnesty programs. Those state governments who went to be giving them billions of naira to buy arms, and they said they're doing amnesty. They're going to be targeted. State with rising security votes, but increasing insecurity. I mean, these governors are collecting, some of them are collecting up to 5 billion every month for a security vote, but they're not doing anything with it. Banditry proliferation due to collapses in local governments, they're also going to be targeted, and police security response gaps. Sokoto, for example, failure to protect Deborah Samuel, student killed over alleged blasphemy. Arrest made but primary suspect not prosecuted. Breakdowns in police control and blasphemy-related violence. Demola, do you think this is fair?
It's more than fair. That is justice in itself, because you cannot be indolent or passive in protecting the life of all citizens. What this list is saying, and what the United States State Department is saying, is that if you really want us to assist you, then you need to do the right thing. You need to do the due diligence. People that are supporting or propagating and allowing people genocide in the name of Islam need to be brought to book. Then you can't be complacent. The state government, I'm so baffled and disappointed with the northern state government, their recent meeting, governors and malams and all the political and traditional meetings they had. and they didn't address the core issue of this banditry, of this genocide, of this killing. They didn't admit anything that they have done. They were silent on that. A lot of them already established vigilante groups. Why are they not Why are the vigilantes not be fighting against the bandits? They are having a lot of allocations now for security votes. What are they spending the security for? This shows that they are also, look, they are complicit. And if they are not complicit, this should have been addressed long time ago. The issues of Deborah is even very, very, very disheartening. The Sultan is there in Sokoto. It never intervened. The governor never intervened. All the clerics didn't bring everybody, but because they were silent because these people were doing their biddings.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Shupo, let me come to you right now. Okay, now they are also going to target the judicial system failures. There are courts that failed to convict lynching perpetrators, bypassing due process in blasphemy cases, documented delays in terrorism trials, Sharia court overreach raised by human rights groups. So, and then there are some, police repeated security, but will the Americans be right to target the judicial system failures of those who are connected to them?
Yes, so I think this is fair game, and the reason is because we don't even see a lot of scenarios where people who have committed these crimes are brought to justice, and the little times when they are brought forward, however that has been done, what we see is them either getting released or just getting a slap on the hands. So I think it is fair that courts that fail to convict lynching perpetrators when there is clear evidence, provided. It's very normal in Nigerian courts sometimes for people to be let go on so-called technicalities. Those actions I think, are being seen or will be seen as being sympathetic, to this breakdown in law and order, and it is their ultimate responsibility, to ensure that justice is served. Justice delayed, they served is justice not served. So I think it is fair. And then, when you have regions also where there are repeated security breaches, where you have officials that have been given government allocation, have been given resources, but nevertheless, nothing seems to be happening. I think in Zamfara State, for example, there are reports, for example, that in some local governments, bandits are even collecting taxes. I mean, how can that happen in a state where there is a governor who is collecting, security budgets, every month? I mean, if you really want to live up to your responsibilities to ensure that there is law and order, and you feel you don't have the resources, you can approach the federal government and ask for whatever you believe you need to be able to provide security. But that is your primary responsibility. And if you fail in providing that, in performing that responsibility, you will be seen as being complicit.
Thank you very much. So, Demola, finally, I want to bring this home. Now, I am in my head, I'm looking at the killing fields in the north, supported by the emirs. We've seen emirs banning terrorists. They give them their children as wives, banning them, giving them their, we've seen emirs protecting them. Most of these terrorists, when you run after them, they run into the emirs' palaces and they're protected. So, should the Americans not target all these emirs, all these emirs who are doing all this and protected? And then also, there are some of these emirs who actually get involved in mining, So They are culpable, and I think they should all be targeted. What do you think?
Uh, Anybody that's involved in illegality supposed to be brought to book. Unfortunately, governors in Nigeria have the people that are really perpetrators are the people that are leaders. So who is going to bring them to book?
Mm.
But thank God that we have this intervention from America and also working in collaboration with the Nigerian government now. This is the high opportunity for Nigerian government to bring all this untouchable to account. Irrespective of whatever you are, if you are working against the interests of the people, you don't deserve to be in any higher position or any position of authority in Nigeria. Nobody is above the law. The law now have to take its course, and they should be made. If any emir or sultan or whoever it is need to be dethroned, they are not the. If such a person is not the custodian of our culture or tradition, they are perpetrating and indulging illegality. That is not our tradition, irrespective of our tribes. No tribes perpetrate or encourage illegality or criminality.
Thank
So
you.
if you are given the honor to be a leader, a Hamaya or Oba or Eze or Obi or whatever, and you are abusing that position to perpetuate criminality and illegality, then you need to be abdicated.
Thank you. Thank you, Demola. Super. One last group we have not touched are the retired generals, retired army generals, retired naval generals. Sometimes ago, we saw a retired naval, what they call it, admiral, who sent some soldiers to go and guard an uncompleted building.
Yeah.
And this is exactly the same way they've sent people to go and guard rich mineral areas. And we learned that in Sanfra State, you don't need to dig the ground to find gold. They said there's gold even on the surface. And gold is so much in Sanfra that they said the gold in Sanfra is much more than the gold in South Africa. Yet South Africa lives on their gold. Nigeria don't get any money from gold. The money we get is only from oil. Why are we not getting money from gold? We are not getting money from gold because some retired generals, some emirs, some political players are mining this gold. They are mining these minerals and they are pocketing this money. We've seen pictures of helicopters flying into the bush and giving these people arms. The arms, I mean, one AK-47 costs about $250,000. So is it these people, these ragamuffins that will be buying for $250,000? So do you think that the US visa ban should also cover, in fact, every retired army general in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you very much. That group, I would say, actually is the group that will be most difficult to target because it's the intelligence, I think, on who and who is doing what is not really much. I believe that if proper intelligence can be gathered on, who amongst these people are actually perpetrating these activities, I think it should be. But I think you touched on a couple of other important points that I'd like to mention. When I saw the picture of Officer Yerima, I believe it was, when he didn't allow Wike to go to visit the site. Now, imagine if every officer in the Nigerian army has that same resolve against bandits and terrorists.
Mm.
We would have a secure society and banditry and terrorism would be a thing of the past. I think that's the first thing. The second thing also is that we seem to have a double standard because these retired generals, so to speak, are always very quick to talk about oil allocation or oil money being shared across the states. But when it comes to resources in their own territory, they don't want to share it with the rest of the country. I think Southern members of the House of Assembly should raise this issue and ensure that these states declare and have transparent processes as to how they are dealing with these resources that are in there. And as we are also taking revenue from oil that is being shared across all the states, also revenue from these resources should be shared respectively across
Yeah,
all of the states. I
across them.
think that is an important item that needs to be done. But to address your larger question, we need more intelligence on this to determine which retired generals are actually engaged in these activities, so that they also can be put within the web of this restriction.
Thank you very much. So I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Lalawal from Canada. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And Mr. Ademola Adisa from the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
And please, if you watch this video to the end, as I think you did, please click on that button to subscribe. The next video is going to blow your out. Thank you. We'll see you again in the next video. Goodbye.